Hello and welcome to another edition of the weekly global heart stream. I'm Gabriel Gonsalves and welcome everybody. Hello, Amanda over in Cape Town. Hello, Cindy. Hello, PJ. Hello, Tony. Helen. How are y'all doing? How's your day? How's your week going so far? We've actually here in Granada today, I think the temperature dropped at least 5 degrees, and I'm very, very grateful for that. You can really tell the difference. It's still quite warm here in the studio, though. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome. Thanks for being here with us today. I also want to thank everybody that attended Sunday's workshop that we did, our masterclass on the topic of how to find your way back to your heart. So thanks for all of you that showed up and participating also in the full moon meditation that we did afterwards. I know the results were really heart-blowing for a lot of people. So if you missed it, you will find it under the archive here of previously uploaded videos if you are on YouTube. If you want to find that same video and then other previous trainings, you can also visit the Heart Leader Academy at heartleader.org, where you can find the archive of previous workshops and monthly seminars. So before we dive into today's topic, which is we're going to be focusing on the emotional and spiritual aspect of healing the heart chakra. Let me run through a few announcements. I want to remind you that a few weeks ago, actually at the beginning of this month of August, we launched the new Heart Mastery Circle. It's a new membership program for people who are ready to take the next step by joining a small learning circles where you're learning about different topics, and then also you get to participate in the foundational course, Foundations of Heart-Centered Living, the 7-week course that I teach through the academy, the Heart Leader Academy. If you want to find out more about that, you can visit the website heartmasterycircle.com. And then for those of you who want to go even deeper, enrollment is now open for both the Heart Warrior training program, starts on October 12th, and the Heart Leader, my signature yearly training program in heart intelligence coaching and heart-centered leadership. This is starting on October 14th. If you want to learn more about that, visit my website again, gabrielgonsalves.com. And if you don't know which program to join, then shoot me a message. Okay, you can do that through my website, and I'll be more than happy to jump on the phone or on Zoom and have a conversation with you and help you decide which program is best for you. All right, let's dive into today's topic. And if you recall, last week we focused on the physical and the mental aspect of healing the heart. And one of the main things I mentioned last week was the heart lies at the center of your entire chakra system. So it's the meeting place between your lower instincts, so to speak, things, part of you that has to do with sexuality, survival, connecting with others, and the part of you that is more connected to your essence and the divine. You know, you could say in pretty much that you have 3 hearts. This is how I learned it over at the University of the Heart with some really amazing teachers who teach a Sufi approach to heart-centered living. They teach that you have first a physical heart that beats. You have then also an emotional heart that feels. And then you have a spiritual heart that knows. Okay, we can't really say that about the brain or even other organs within the body, can we? All right, but we can say that about the heart. We can say that we have a physical heart and we all feel it. And that's what we focused on last week. We we focus on things that you can actually do to take care of your heart. And in fact, if you participated in Sunday's workshop, How to Find Your Way Back to Your Heart, you remember that I spoke about how 7 very specific things that you can do to establish that deeper connection with your heart. So, your physical heart, it's important that you take care of it, that you move your body, that you exercise. From a physical perspective, your heart's number one enemy. Anybody would like to guess what your heart's number one enemy is? Sugar, believe it or not. And it's really quite funny, when you think about it, because what do we call people that we love? We call them sweetie, pumpkin pie, sweetness, honey. Right. And so the heart is, in essence, the organ that is in charge of giving you the sweetness, generating that sweetness, that sense of connection. And this feels really good. But when you get that outside of yourself, especially in processed form and especially in large quantities, it actually has the tendency to hurt your heart. It actually taxes your entire cardiovascular system. So sugar is one of the culprits when it comes to poor cardiovascular health. And you'll be amazed what happens when you start eliminating, especially processed sugars from your diet. You begin to feel even better. You begin to have more energy. So your heart loves being the sweetness in your body and you not getting it somewhere else. So watch out with sugar. Watch out with excess sugar. Okay. Your heart beats 100,000 times a day. Your heart also feels is the center of your emotional system, your subtle, energetic, emotional system. And have you ever been in a situation where you've experienced a lot of emotional pain, maybe after a breakup? I remember my nephew, Gabriel. His name is Gabriel, just like me. I call him Gabe, so that we can distinguish each other. I'm Gabs, he's Gabe. And I remember when he was 18 and he fell in love the very first time. Cindy, do you remember your first love? Jennifer, Ellen, Tony, PJ, Amanda, do you all remember your first love? I remember when Gabe went through his first heartbreak. One of the things he would tell me all the time was like, it's like my heart, my chest is broken. It's like, why do I have this pain right here in my chest? It's like someone stabbed me. And it's exactly because we have a heart that feels very intensely. And one of the things that happens is when we fall in love, especially the very first time, the heart chakra center, also the sacral chakra and the throat chakra, they open up really, really widely to give all this love, to receive all this love, to share all this love. And so when something happens that compromises a relationship or the relationship comes to an end, you end up with this thing that was like really open, really excited, and suddenly having to close to protect itself and at the same time experience what most of us call a broken heart, which actually also exists in medicine. There is a condition called broken heart syndrome that actually people die of, and it's actually the result of grief, when people are very, very, very depressed. Ori says, first love is forever. Yes, exactly. We all remember our first love precisely because of that feeling of brokenness that came afterwards, which is basically an open heart. Ouch, says Linda. Yes, exactly. I believe, though, that what we normally refer to as a broken heart is ultimately a heart that is getting ready to love more. It has to break like a muscle. Your heart is also a muscle. All right, it's a pump at the physical level. So when you go to the gym, what happens? You lift weights, right? And then what happens the next day? You're like really sore. Sometimes you can barely move. So sometimes the same thing happens, right? When we love so much, and then for whatever reason that love is not it's not corresponded, or it's not reciprocal, or we are betrayed or lied to or whatever, and then suddenly there's that pain that comes after have expanded this chakra so much. And so the heart then is going through a process of like learning basically to transcend the experience. And one of the ways we can do that is basically by, rather than closing our hearts, giving ourselves permission to feel the pain, allow the pain until the pain has run its course, so that then we can remain open, right? All right, so you have a heart that beats, you have a heart that feels, and you have a spiritual heart also that knows. Your heart is your connecting point with your soul. So through your heart, inside the heart, or as the Sufis would like to call it, the men inside the heart, right, we can connect with a deeper intelligence that you could say, in essence, is the intelligence of the soul. Okay, and that's what we're going to be appealing to today as we go through today's process. Now, I want to talk about two distinctions, because, I could talk about the heart forever. As you know, that is my area of specialty, but unfortunately we don't have forever. We kind of do at a spiritual level. We really do. But today we're limited just to the hour. But today I want to focus this talk on specific key points. And one of the things I want to talk about is the distinction between love and light. Have you guys ever heard love and light? I mean, have you ever sent an email or written a letter or something and then just tell the other person like love and light? Yeah. Leila, good afternoon. And everyone, she says. Jennifer says, I've experienced some forms of love, or what I thought, but this last one really hit deep. Yes. First cut is the deeper, as Bryan Adams' song goes. Hi, Shelley. Welcome. So, wanted to talk about the distinction between love and light. To go back and catch where I was, because I got a little bit distracted with your comments. So, love and light, what is the difference? Well, I'll tell you what the difference is in just a moment. But what they both share in common is that they're both generated within the heart. That's the good news. Your heart generates the largest electromagnetic field, which is basically light. And your heart also is the larger generator of this energy that we call love, or rather the conduit, the vehicle through which the energy straight from the heart of God flows through you, called love. Now, what is really important when we do this work, especially those of you that came into my awareness, or I came into your awareness, or both ways, through my how to send love to somebody you love, or how to send heart energy to somebody that you love, is that you can radiate your heart's light or love to yourself, or even send it out to other people. And when it comes to dealing with a broken heart, or dealing with somebody that you deeply care for, and for whatever reason there's been a breakup, or there's some grief around the person or the situation, is instead of sending love to that person, because it might be too painful at that moment, you can send them light. Okay? I like to oftentimes think that I have this lamp at home. It's a Chinese lamp that it's a LED lamp that's got all the little colors, and you can put in the green, the red, the pink, the orange, this, that, right? Do any of you guys have any of those lamps? When I saw it, I fell in love with it, because it allows me to set the mood in my living room, especially like late at night. Sometimes if I'm doing healing work, I put in the purple one, and so I call in the violet flame. Today we're working with the violet flame, by the way, once we go into the healing. And so you can then think of when you have this lamp and you first plug it in, it's a light bulb. When you first plug it in, the first color that comes out is like white light. Right? It's like the full spectrum. And so think of that. That is sending light. You just see light, feel light, send it out. But now, within the spectrum of this light, there's a particular frequency that we then can call love. And if you're thinking in terms of the chakra color system, which is one of many systems, what would that correspond to? What color? Well, in some chakra systems, the heart chakra is associated with the color green. In some other coding systems, it's associated with pink. Okay. So this is now when you go into the pink and when you go into the green. And then that's what you're sending out. But when you're sending out just light, think of it as it's a more general way. You're just sending out like light. I send light. I can just send this person that broke my heart, that I'm struggling to forgive, whatever, just send them light. Because I might not be at a place where I can actually send them love. To open my heart, even to the place where I can send them love and feel love, I might not be there, but I can certainly send them light. So you can do that, right? You can send other person light and then just see, like the sun, for example, the sun is constantly just beaming its light out. So you could just simply say, okay, I'm sending this person, sending this situation, sending light, sending light, sending light. When there's light, people can see better. When there's light, people can make better choices. When there's light, people can see what normally they could not see before, sometimes what was right in front of them. So to send light is pretty much to send awareness. You could say that. And so, but other times you might want to instead move into a place of love, feel love, evoke that feeling of love by remembering a time in your life when you felt loved, nurturing that love within you, nurturing that power within you, and then radiating it out, which is what we do during that guided meditation that you can find here in my YouTube channel. All right. And sometimes some situations call for light, some situations call for love. Okay. Sometimes what's required is understanding, awareness, consciousness, clarity. Sometimes what is required is actually to move into a place of compassion, forgiveness, and all the different ways in which love can be expressed. Now, once again, if you recall a few weeks back, I spoke about how you don't always want to have your heart chakra open all the time. You want to be able to close not just your heart chakra, but all your chakras also at will. Okay, you can't always just go out with all your chakras like fully open. You want to have the capacity to discern when to have it open and in what situations and with what person and when to close it. Because again, remember, chakra is an energetic center, and just like an energetic center, when it's open, it can receive unwanted energy, and it can also have its energy also stolen from somebody else. There is such thing as energy vampires. Okay, not everybody that you run into is like you. It's one of the biggest mistakes that most heart-centered people make, I believe. And it's a very egoic mistake if you think about it. Okay, it's to believe like everybody's like you. Everybody's operating at the same level of consciousness as you. Dr. David Hawkins, one of the things he talks about is that approximately 75% of the world's population is operating below the level of integrity, which basically means 7.5% of people, or 7.5 people out of 10, will not tell you the truth. Will not tell you the truth. They'll lie, basically, because they're afraid to tell the truth, because they're not aware of the truth, because they're afraid to hurt you if they reveal the truth. Bringing up the truth may bring some pain, discomfort, the end of the relationship, and so they rather lie, and rightfully so. I mean, we see this lying happening everywhere, and even in nature, in the way in which some animals disguise themselves. It's a survival mechanism, and so You want to be able then ultimately to be able to close your heart chakra at will. Let me guide you through a brief exercise before we go into a guided meditation to show you how you can do this. Okay, and it's very simple. Now, I'm going to show you how you can do this physically, and it's not my preferred way. And then I'm going to show you how to do it in a very subtle way using the power of your intention and creative imagination. You ready? Okay, first we're going to close the physical heart chakra. So what I want you to do is just physically contract your chest and then just close and then just tighten it. And you can even come as close as crossing your arms. And then as you do this, notice that when we do this physically, it requires a lot of work and it brings some pain and discomfort, doesn't it? It may work, it may protect you. But as I said, it's very uncomfortable. And now just very gently begin to release and let go, and then just relax the shoulders and open up. Breathe into your heart, and then just feel now the opening, the sensation. The heart chakra actually follows what is also happening physically. As above, so below. So as within, so without. So when we close physically, we're closing also emotionally. When we open physically, we're also opening up emotionally. So you could do it this way, but as I said earlier, it's painful and it's uncomfortable. Now we're going to do it intentionally using the power of our creative imagination. Imagine now that you have in your heart, the heart center area, a rosebud. And now imagine that rosebud is now very gently opening up. See, feel, and imagine that it's just opening up. The petals gently opening up. And as it opens up, the beautiful pink rose within the heart begins to exude this fragrance. Yeah. Opening it up, feeling it open. You can experience a sense of openness when you're in the presence of people you love, when you feel safe, when you are holding space for somebody who may be going through pain, discomfort, grief. You can just keep your heart open to them. But now imagine that you're going to go out into the world. You're going to go into perhaps a place of work where there's a lot of, energy vampires, either people, situations, places, or things that suck up your energy. Now, imagine now, very gently, through the power of your creative imagination, intention, imagine now that the rosebud just closes. Just closes. And notice that you can still have an open awareness and an open attitude. You can still be present to another. You can still be engaged with them. You can still be listening. But notice that there's a sense of safety that comes with it. Notice that there is even a sense of, okay, I'm not giving at this moment. I'm actually just quite in that neutral space. And if I feel I want to, I can open this flower and radiate my love, my light, my compassion to this person. Or if I want to, I can close it. And it's okay to do that. Why? Because you are the master of your energetic body. You are energetically, in essence, sovereign. You have this divine right to your own energetic sovereignty, which basically means you have the right to choose to whom and to what you can give your energy, to what you can give your love, and to what you choose not to give your energy, your love, your life. And it's completely up to you. Okay, so there's a distinction then between love and light. And then there's a distinction between what it feels like to have an open heart versus a closed heart. And we know that we can consciously and at will close our heart chakra to protect ourselves, to reduce the amount of leakage, I guess, of love and light that can be basically drained from you, so that then you can then choose to then harness it, use it for creative activity, to do some self-healing like we're about to do in a little while. Remember that ultimately this thing that we call love, first, it's a way of being, right? That rises at a particular energetic field. It's a way of being that is all nurturing, caring, and supportive of all of life. It's also an energy that can be harnessed, can be cultivated. And not only can it be harnessed, can it be cultivated, can also be shared, radiated out to people, or it can even be sent as a laser. It could be directed for a particular intention, something that you want to create, something that you want to manifest, could be directed. And then also, love is essence, is a practice, right? Unless you're able to bring it out into the world through what I normally refer to as the 12 virtues of the heart: appreciation, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, humility, valor, truth, harmony, honor, freedom, all these different ways in which love is expressed, then it becomes just a concept. Okay, so love is a verb, an active verb. Yeah, Ellen's saying it's a matter of self-preservation. Yeah, exactly. Self-preserving your energy, knowing, discerning who to give it to. Yeah, you're right, Ellen. So love is a way of being that arises out of this energy field. It is also this energy that can be harnessed, can be directed, can be radiated. And it's also an intelligence. It's also an intelligence. Light within itself contains intelligence. And the intelligence that we access through the heart comes from when we begin to align with the energy of love. Okay, love is also the intelligence. That's why God is love. That's why God is all-knowing. All right, let's move now into our experiential part of this weekly heart stream, shall we? Let's now prepare or set up the conditions so that we can now bring some much needed healing to all those situations in the past that could really benefit from us drawing the energy of love, understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. And as we go into this process, I want to remind you, because I think it's really important, that anything that may arise when we're doing this process, it's only a memory. It's only all the emotions that may be locked in or stuck inside the heart, or sometimes even around the heart chakra, or even in the periphery of it. So it's all energy, it's all memories, but it's all from the past. Okay? It cannot hurt you. You have already survived it. You made it through those difficult situations, trauma, wounds, painful situations. You survived it. Okay, so if those situations, those all memories, all those emotions rise, just remind yourself, this is all things. I've already survived it. I'm just healing it. I'm releasing it so that I can restore the wholeness, and so that then the place that old emotion where it was stuck, that was occupying, the place where that old memory was being held, as it's released, can now create more space within me where I can hold more light, where I can hold more love, where I can then really learn how to fully light up my heart, and then use the light and the love of this heart to create the life that I want, the relationships that I want, to put it into the creative ideas and projects and things that I would like to manifest. Okay. All right, let us begin. Please put your feet on the ground if you haven't already done that, and be sure you're sitting nice and up and nice and straight, so that all your chakras are in essence sitting one right on top of the other, stacked up like Legos, I guess, or like one of those stackable, games, one on top of the other. Take your time to find the most comfortable position right there, so that you're using minimum effort to remain seated upright. You're using minimum effort to be here now. And the only time and place where love exists, and the only time and place where God exists, for ours is a living God that lives here within the kingdom of our Heavenly Father and Mother, lives within us and throughout the entire totality of the cosmos. There is no place where God is not. We live, breathe, and have our being in this intelligent field. We settle into this field, we settle into our physical bodies. We're finding this resting place so that we can go deep into our hearts for the purpose of releasing and letting go of anything that no longer serves us, that the light of God may shine in the places within our hearts that need healing. As we now begin to breathe straight into the heart, allow the breath to be nice and deep. Allowing the breath also to be nice and long, slow, and even, so that the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same length. As you breathe in and out of the heart, notice the breath and the heartbeat. Oftentimes I like to think of the heartbeat is like the earth and the breath is like the moon going around the earth. where you have this heart that beats and then this breath that is also circular around the heart. These two lungs like wings around the heart, breathing, expanding. In essence, providing the heart with all the spiritual forces, the breath that powers the heart, that allow the light to be shine within. As you do this, bring a hand over to the heart if that feels right. And as you continue to breathe in and out of the heart, allow me to speak the following prayer on your behalf. In the name of the Father, the Mother, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And on behalf of everyone who is here with me today and anyone who's watching this replay, I connect, harmonize, and unify my heart to the heart of God, declaring right here and right now my heart to be one with the heart of God. I am one with the heart of God, Father and Mother. I am one with the heart of the living Christ within me. I am one with the heart of the cosmos beating in my heart, powering my heart. In the name of the Holy Christ Self of everyone here, I call for the divine light of love, wisdom, and power to be manifested now in each and every one of our hearts and be amplified as much as heaven's law will allow. That our hearts may now open up like a rosebud and become receptive to the infinite love, wisdom, and power from the heart of God, balancing within our hearts a threefold flame, balancing the love, the wisdom, and the power, blazing God's love, wisdom, and power, expanding God's love, wisdom, and power, that the rose within our hearts may now exude the fragrance of unconditional love and compassion. That we may let go and forgive all of that which no longer serves us and which is also keeping us from experiencing true love, welcoming new relationships, letting go of all burdens, any sense of unforgiveness, letting go of all grudges, and creating more and more and more space within our hearts that through magnetisms may draw towards us the right and perfect relationships, friendships, clients, associations, associates too, why not? And any person who will vibrate at the same rhythm and tune of our hearts, that we may become the perfect recipients of their love and that they may become the perfect recipients of our love. Let there be love, let there be light in our hearts, let there be God in our hearts. feel your open heart radiating now its light. And allow now this light emanating from within you to go out to all those events, people, situations in your life between 12 and 15 or 16. Can you remember what you looked like back then? Where were you when you were between those ages of 12 to 15 and 16? What do you look like? What was your biggest fear back then? As you allow some of these memories to come back into your awareness, allow the light from the heart to just flow. Let this light now shine into, through, and around all these events, people, and situations from this period of your life. Especially that part of you that has remained stuck between the ages of 12 and 16. The parts of you that for whatever reason were withheld, denied, unexpressed, unacknowledged, unfulfilled. Let the light of your heart go out to all these places. Allow now the rose within your heart to expand even more now, so that the fragrance of love now can now be directed to all those people, those events, all those situations. Let it surround that young version of yourself that you were back then, between the ages of 12 to 15 and 16. Let this beam of light from your heart wrap your young self, this younger version of yourself, this teenager that you were, comfortably and securely, holding him and her so that they feel safe. The light of love within your heart, in essence, reminding them I love you. You're loved. I'm here. You survived. You're safe. If you're able to at this moment, send forgiveness to all the people at the events of that time. Releasing yourself from all those situations and from any connection. See cords of discord between you and others' hearts dissolve. Saying in essence, I set you free through the power of forgiveness and love. I forgive myself. I forgive you. Even as I am now forgiven by God and all of life. I am free, you are free, we are free. I set you free, I set myself free, you have no power over me. Choosing only to keep the cords between your hearts that are cords of love. And that everything can be released now. As you forgive, you understand that these people may have hurt you or wronged you. We're struggling with their own pain, their own confusion. And that what happened ultimately had nothing to do with you. What they did because of themselves. They were in pain, they were fighting their own inner battles. They were split within themselves. You let it go, you forgive it, set them free so that you can be free. Even if part of you feels they don't deserve it, it's okay. You deserve it. You deserve to be free. You deserve love. Now, if you can, imagine rising now to a higher spiritual level. The level of your own Christ self, the level of your own higher self. It's a place from which you can now see that all these events, all these situations were in fact your teachers. They were teaching you about what you needed to know at that time. And that was the only way you could learn it. It was a necessary part of your experience and their experience. As you acknowledge this, Allow the love from your heart to go out. Fill with gratitude. Appreciation. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for these lessons, for what these people and situations taught you, and how important this was on your journey of becoming a more loving and compassionate human being. Forgiving and letting go. Acknowledging all these other souls, many of them who are not even on this physical plane anymore. We let them go. Let it all go. Releasing them until all that's left is you and that teenager version of yourself, that 12 to 15 or 16-year-old, and there you are holding them in your arms, where they can now feel safe and held and seen, where their needs can now be met. And as you hold them with compassion and with love, allow me to help you expand your own capacity to be loving, to heal that heart that was once wounded and hurt. In the name of the I am that I am, in the name of Jesus the Christ, Gautama the Buddha, Lord Krishna, I call to the Sacred Heart of Mother Mary, and I ask the beloved Mother, the Universal Mother, to superimpose over our hearts the sacred blueprint of our electronic heart, that the divine blueprint of the Mother may now shine within our hearts and restore the divine blueprint of our teenagers' version of ourselves that still lives within us. That the love of the Mother may bring healing to the places within our hearts that need healing, that any wounds from that period of time may now be transmuted by the power of her love. Beloved Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael, make thy dwelling place our hearts of hearts. Heal all wounds that took place between ages 12 and 14 and 15 and 16. Let the immaculate concept for each and every one of us, which is our own Holy Christ self, to shine fully within our hearts. That our hearts may be like the heart of Christ. That our hearts may be filled with unconditional love. That our hearts may now expand the capacity to love and be love and give love and receive love. That the threefold flame within our hearts may expand tenfold if heaven will allow. Let our healing be the healing of all the children of God in the world. Let our healing also be the healing of our siblings, our family members, and our friends. Our Mother, who lives in the heart of God, hallowed be thy name. Mother Mary, Mother's ray of light shining in our hearts. Shine, shine, shine the purity of thy love. Transmute, transmute, transmute all fear, wounds, and pain. Shine, O violet flame of Saint Germain within our hearts, restoring the divine blueprint of our own holy Christ self. In the name I am, that I am, that I am, I declare our hearts of violet fire, our hearts are the purity that God desires. Violet fire, that love, divine blaze within this heart of ours. Thou art mercy, forgiveness, and grace. Keep us always in tune with you. Shine, 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 oh heavenly presence of God's heart in our hearts. Oh divine blueprint of Mother Mary's sacred heart. Restore, restore, restore our hearts. We ask for this in the name of thy Son, Jesus the Christ, declaring our hearts now the temple of love and light. Declaring each and every person here as the steward of that light. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for the healing that is known and shall continue to take place even after this guided meditation and group call. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for all that we have been able to release and let go. I and the Father are one. I and the Mother are one. We are one in the heart of God. Geraldine is one with the heart of God. Erica is one with the heart of God. Catalina is one with the heart of God. Ellen, Orish, one with the heart of God. Cindy, Jennifer, Lila, Amanda, all one with the heart of God. Charlotte, Linda, Emmanuel, Michelina, Cindy, all one with the heart of God. Tony, PJ, Amanda, all one with the heart of God. Every person here today, all one with the heart of God. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. Aho. Mitakuye oyesin. Okay, my beautiful friends, we've come to the end of our time together. Please remember that anytime we're doing this kind of energetic, spiritual, emotional work, it's a tremendous amount of emotions that are moving through. So be sure to stay hydrated, drink lots of water, pay attention to any dreams that you may have. If at any time you find yourself feeling quite vulnerable and sensitive and old emotions and feelings come up, just understand that this is all part of the healing process, okay, of releasing and letting go of all these old memories and old emotions. Remember what it felt like to hold that teenager version of yourself, holding them in your arm. And so what I want you to do is choose, if you were to encounter a moment like that, either today or over the next few days, hold yourself that way. And even as you're experiencing confusion or any feelings of anger or sadness or grief, whatever old emotion that it's making its way out, hold yourself and remind yourself, I'm not alone. God is with me. Christ is with me. The loving heart of Mother Mary is here with me. And I am held in love. Just hold yourself while you're moving through this experience. And know that experience will not last very long. If you give yourself permission to feel it, that is exactly how it's eventually surrendered. By you giving yourself permission to feel what at that time, for whatever reason, was not acknowledged or escaped or was repressed. Okay. Ellen says, "Whew. I just love you. Namaste, baby." Thank you. Namaste, baby. I'm going to write a song called Namaste, Baby. I don't know what it's going to sound like, but it sounds like a really cool. Talad says, "Hello, God bless you even more, Gabriel. You're a beautifully blessed soul. You lit us up with love." Yes, well, it is not I, but the Father that does the work. Remember that. I do say you're welcome, though, because I acknowledge that, as I was saying earlier, it's something that we all can learn how to harness and to share. Ori says, "Thank you, Gabs. This was unexpectedly about my father. At last, I can forgive." Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Orish. Chrissy says, "These soothe my soul." Beautiful. All right, guys. Well, as always, I appreciate your likes, your comments. Obviously, that helps with these videos to be seen by more people. God knows that it's so highly needed, especially during the current times that we are navigating. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week ahead, that you would really enjoy this process I guided you through today. When we come back next week, we'll now be moving into the next chakra. I think we have 3 more weeks left in this series. So next week we'll be focusing on healing the throat chakra, which is highly going to impact your ability to communicate your truth. Then after that, then we'll work through the pineal chakra, third eye, and then our crown chakra, bringing this series to an end. All right. I look forward to hopefully seeing you then. And until then, please receive my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. And again, thanks for being here.